Okay, so here we are back with some more Generation Wrestling. 7.6 in the bank here, starting off in this show, which is of course in June. We skipped to the month of May to do June. So what we'll do is we'll do June. We'll also do July. I think I want to do July, which will be, obviously our next event. We'll skip out August. We'll do a show in September, skip out October, and then we'll be doing the show in November, which will be, of course, the Ulster Cup, which hopefully will have quite a bit of money for that show, because we'll probably need about 8 grand or so to really pull that show off, as we're going to have our 8 top competitors there, and also possibly another couple in there just to kind of split up the card a little. So that's how that's going to be. But as for now, we're going to be obviously having a show in British Columbia. 86 fans are due to attend in a generic venue. Now, you can see this here banner here. We will not have this banner for much longer. Just before I went to record this, actually, the Who sent me this here beautiful looking banner. So I quite like it. He says it's quite basic, but less is more, as they say, and I really like the look of that one. So I'm gonna be using that soon. I'll get loaded in soon enough. So he's done the logo and he's done that, and well, fantastic looking, I think. So thank you very much to him. But yeah, let's just run the show. Let's get on with it. So of course this is the grudge match here between Billy Swede and Colin Delaney. This is the match to blow off this feud, although I forgot to select anything but when I was doing the road agent notes, but that's fine. I can take that, cancel this storyline after the show, that's fine. And about I had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Billy Swede defeats Colin Delaney in 8 minutes and 1 second by pinfall. So we put the local guy over, we put the Canadian guy over on Colin Delaney, which is of course Billy Swede going over, and Colin Delaney takes the loss there. A 19 in-ring performance there by Billy Swede and a 27 by Colin Delaney. So Colin Delaney is definitely one of the better performers in the company at the minute anyway, but Billy Swede is improving in his rumble skills, which is great to see. So both competitors can move on to hopefully bigger and better things. And that was a 21 rated segment there, not too bad to start the show. Then we so the origins of this idea comes from Jimmy Havoc requesting a pay rise that I just refused to give him because it's far too much money, and for what I'm willing to give out anyway, the only person that I'm willing to give a significant amount of more money to really is Adam Cole at the minute, and that's because he's one of the best performers. But Jimmy Havoc comes out and he kind of says something along the lines of, over the last few months now, Joe Hendry has really been a pain in my side, a thorn in the side you might say, and I'm sick and tired of it. And now, so Joe Hendry, get your ass down here. And Joe Hendry comes out. This was the gist of it. And Jimmy Havoc's kind of like, well, how about this here? The winner of this match gets to stay in the company. The loser has to leave Generation Wrestling for good. And Joe Hendry agrees to this. So the winner of the next match gets to stay in Generation Wrestling. That's the gist of what was being put across here. So 24 with that segment there. This will be the blow off match of this feud, in a 36 minute match, very damn good. And about that had great heat and decent wrestling. Joe Hendry goes over on Jimmy Havoc here in 12 minutes and 29 seconds by pinfall after he hits him with a freak of nature. 26 in-ring performance by Joe Hendry and a 47 by Jimmy Havoc. He definitely is a good performer, Jimmy Havoc, but he was just asking for too much money, and it was money that I wasn't willing to give him. Despite the stipulation being having to leave forever, you know, I'm sure once we get bigger, if we get bigger, and I can afford more money on competitors, Jimmy Havoc is one of those competitors that I'd love to bring back to the company, because I do like Jimmy Havoc, but it's just like, I'm not giving you that money whenever you're not really somebody who I'm planning to give too big of a push to. Despite being a main event talent, I didn't really want to give him that huge push that the money that he was asking for, you know, would have resembled really. But Joe Hendry goes over and he will be staying in the company. Jimmy Havoc will be leaving the company. We will definitely have somebody replace Jimmy Havoc as a heel in the company, and I'll choose who I'll bring in to the company. And yeah, so Joe Hendry then celebrates his huge win, finally getting that feud over him. And then here we have Brian Cage going up against TNT, the tag team, of course. And Brian Cage, it's a 2-on-1 handicap match, really. And yeah, I just thought it'd be, you know, good way to showcase Brian Cage. So in a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd but subpar wrestling, Brian Cage defeats TNT in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. He defeats Pete Powers by submission, so he makes him tap out, and he carried the match in terms of his in-ring performance, which kind of knew he would. Brian Cage had an in-ring performance of 51. That's fantastic. Pete Powers has 14 and a 20 for Dan Myers. Pete Powers is improving in his performance skills. Dan Myers is improving in his rumble skills, as he is also improving in his performance skills, so that's good to see. 32-minute segment there, not too bad, and a very good performance there by Brian Cage. So then, so before his match, Adam Cole comes out and you know, picks up the mic and pretty much addresses Kyle O'Reilly and says that he made a mistake issuing this challenge in the last event, because he's going up against Adam Cole, baby. Pretty much along the gist of that, and you know, Kyle O'Reilly cuts him short though, comes out, and yeah, and it's 39-minute segment there, and they have their match, of course, which is a 44-minute match, not too bad at all, and about that had great heat and decent wrestling. Kyle O'Reilly defeats Adam Cole in 14 minutes and 58 seconds, is that? I can't say it properly, but he wins by pinfall. 42 in performance for Adam Cole and a 46 by Kyle O'Reilly. Now, we're going to have a #1 contenders match come up here on just a second, but Kyle O'Reilly has defeated the champion by pinfall. So where does this leave us then in terms of the #1 contenders match? We will just have to wait and see. So a 44-minute segment there, I'm happy with that. And in the main event of the night, Eddie Kingston goes up against Rhett Titus in a #1 contenders match, obviously the winner being the #1 contender for the Generation Championship. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Rhett Titus defeats Eddie Kingston by pinfall, but in 16 minutes and 2 seconds. But it wasn't cleanly. He had to use the ropes for leverage in order to get that pinfall there. Eddie Kingston had an in-ring performance of 38 and Rhett Titus has an in-ring performance of 30. Overall segment rating there was 35, which is good to see. And as Rhett Titus, oh damn, okay, right. pretend that this is Rhett Titus, please. As Rhett Titus celebrates his big win, Adam Cole comes down to the heel, of course. Just makes for that interesting dynamic, and kind of holds up his title as they sort of square off, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes out with a microphone, and kind of addresses the obvious that he beat the champion Adam Cole, and that he thinks that he should be given a championship match, but then the show ends there. So what is going to happen with this situation between Adam Cole, Rhett Titus, and Kyle O'Reilly? I don't know why I chose Eddie Kingston to go in there. I really don't. But let's end the show there on a 27 rating, not too bad. And a 36 overall rating there, and that increases our popularity in that region. That's good to see. I'm happy about that. But Brian Cage has to be praised there. As does Jimmy Havoc had a good performance, but I mean, he's leaving the company, so fuck him. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly as well. They both had a very good match. So it's praise you. Nah, let's tell you that you're awesome, because you are awesome, Brian Cage. You done well. We'll praise both of these because they really helped us pull up that rating there. So let's make that speak. Brian Cage was pleased, as was Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly only seemed pleased. Hard to please type of guy there. So we'll have a look at the finances now. I do expect that to be quite an expensive show, as we had quite a few names on the card there. So we'll see how much money we spent on that show in the next episode. I'm going to have to cut it short there.